Here's what happened round 18 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the penultimate Grand Prix of the season, the MXGP of Italy in Maggiora. Simon Langenfelder crossed the Vauxhall shot line for the 9th time this season. Behind him, Thibaut Beneston and Jago Geerts, and Andrea Adamo and Liam Everts, those two separated by 55 points heading into race 1. The championship still finely balanced. At the end of the first lap though, Thibaut Beneston just lost that second position. He remounted in 6th just around the corner, but then a couple of laps later he tipped out of that 5th position, remounted in 11th, and would eventually come home in 7th. Lucas Koenen eventually found his way by his teammate Rowan van der Moosdijk on lap 4 to move into 8th place, as Adamo tried to move into 2nd with a move on Jago Geerts. The Belgian kept him at bay though. Adamo then had a scare, headbutted the handlebar with his chest. His hand came off the grip as well, but he was lucky to maintain 3rd place. Koenen around the outside of De Wolf, and then quickly up the inside of Elzinga as he took 2 positions in a lap to move into 6th place. Then Beneston found his way past De Wolf, and a lap later past his teammate. It was a close call though, they almost collided mid-air. Beneston all up to 7th place now, all of a sudden. Langenfelder though crossed the line to win for his 7th victory of the season from Geerts, Adamo and Everts. Lucas Koenen crossed the line in 5th. Heading into MX2 race 2, Adamo had a 57-point advantage over Liam Everts. Everts had a terrible start though, mid-pack through the first turn. Langenfelder with his 10th Vauxhall shot of the season, closely followed by the wild card, Valerio Latta. Lucas Koenen went down. Geerts quickly into 2nd though, as Beneston quickly into 3rd, as Valerio Latta there, the 533, was shuffled back. Towards the end of the first lap, Jago Geerts up the inside of Langenfelder to put his Monster Energy Yamaha ahead of the Red Bull Gas. Liam Everts carving his way through traffic. He got himself into 8th at the end of the first lap. That move on David Braceras put him up into 6th place. Thibaut Beneston, though, got nudged out of the way by a hard-charging Adamo. That was for 4th, and then a lap later, the Italian found his way into 3rd with that pass on Oriol Oliveira. At that moment, he had one hand on the trophy. 4 laps to go. Liam Everts crashed out hard at 5th position, and that was the championship done and dusted. Everts picked himself up but would not finish the race. Jago Geerts did win the race from Langenfelder. Adamo, though, when he crossed the line at the end of 18 laps, he celebrated past pit lane. And when he did cross the line, Adamo knew he was world champion in MX2 for the first time. The celebrations and the party only just getting started. Congratulations, Adamo and Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. Jago Geerts won the GP though, with a 2nd and a 1st, his 23rd career victory. Langenfelder 1st, 2nd with his 13th career podium. Adamo 2 3rd places, getting him his 11th podium, but crucially his 1st MX2 world title. The top 3 then this weekend, Geerts, Langenfelder, Adamo, but it was Adamo who took the championship leaders gold plate as the new world champion in MX2.
Really happy about the weekend. I'm so happy to win a GP again after my injuries, and the second moto was really tough with Simon pushing me, but yeah, made it happen, and I can be really proud of what I did, I think.
In MXGP race 1, after edging out Romain Febvre in the qualifying race, Jorge Prado saw his gap go from 67 to 68. And as he crossed the line out of turn 1, it was his 13th Vauxhall shot of the season. Valandren was in there in 2nd, Seaworth 3rd. Geiser tipped out of 4th place here, and that allowed Romain Febvre through. But all eyes on the battle at the top end of the championship. Prado led, Seaworth into 2nd, Febvre 3rd at the bottom of the first downhill, with that move on Valandren, and also Ferrato quickly finding his way past the number 10 as well, into 4th place. All of a sudden, Febvre's race started to unravel On lap 5, he was out of 3rd position, and then 2 laps later, he had a problem with the machine, and as he went up the next hill, Romain Febvre's bike expired, would not go any further, and the Frenchman's World Championship chase was over for another year. Meanwhile, Geiser, after picking himself up off the deck, got himself into 10th briefly, but eventually made it stick on Matteo Guadagnini, and about 5 laps from home, he found his way into 9th with a move on Valentin Guillot. A poor starting Glenn Koldenoff found his way into 7th with 3 to go with that move on Benoit Paturel. But when Jorge Prado crossed the line for his 14th race win of the season, his 77th career race win, he didn't know until about 5 seconds later that he was the new world champion. Second in the race belonged to Jeremy Seewer. Ferrato was 3rd, but it was all about Prado in race 1. With the championship decided then, Jorge Prado rolled out with the number 1 on the front of his Red Bull Gas. Febvre closely behind him in 2nd, Geiser in 3rd, Seewer 4th, Fernandez and Ferrato. That was Prado's 14th foxhole shot, by the way, at the start of race 2. Side by side at the top of the hill, Romain Febvre and Tim Geiser. Eventually, after a few laps of frustration, Febvre got around the outside. This was lap 5, but you know what? A couple of corners later, top of the hill, around the outside, Prado fought back and retook the lead. Febvre would have to wait another 3 laps before he got an opportunity again, and when he did get that opportunity, he took it with both hands. Tim Geiser, though, a couple of corners after that, also moved into 2nd with this pass on Prado. Prado would still win the Grand Prix from here, though. And even though Jeremy Seewer moved past Albi Ferrato into 5th, the Italian 303 was still on the 3rd step of the podium. But that changed, though, when Prado fell from 3rd with 2 laps to go, putting Fernandez into 3rd, Seewer 4th, Ferrato 5th, Prado 6th. Febvre won the race, his 46th career race win from Geiser and Fernandez, and Jeremy Seewer wasn't sure when he crossed the line in 4th if he had won the Grand Prix, maybe a podium. And Ferrato just missing out at home on that 3rd step. When the dust settled, though, Jeremy Seewer, a 2-4, was good enough for the top step of the podium, tied with Prado, and Fernandez coming home in 3rd. Ferrato moving up to 7th in the championship, but the podium here this weekend, Jeremy Seewer with his 13th Grand Prix victory, Prado 2nd with his 79th podium, Fernandez 3rd with his 11th podium. Jorge Prado, the new world champion in 2023.
I mean, the track developed super good after all the rain yesterday, but it was pretty flat and high-speed racing, so it's so hard to make a pass and to make the difference. I knew I had to get Albi to finish in front of him, but I didn't know I could win the GP. Okay, Jorge made a mistake, but yeah, I will take it. And the fans, you can hear them, they are crazy. I mean, big congratulations to Jorge, he did an amazing season. He deserves to be world champion.